Hey, what is up, guys? This is Smibb here, and we have a very exciting episode today because today we are talking about Venom's Museum Robbery. This is one of the most exciting polybags that LEGO Marvel has finally come out with. No, I shouldn't even say LEGO Marvel, LEGO Spider-Man, because this was probably one of the most hyped sets I could imagine, because a polybag having 2 minifigures? Are you kidding me? This is insane! For 36 pieces, the set 30707 with 2 minifigures. Did I emphasize enough that there are 2 minifigures in this set for 36 pieces? That's crazy. I'm repeating all this information because that's what LEGO keeps doing every time they keep repeating all the minifigures they keep putting in all their sets. That is an insane feat for sure. First thing that you can obviously tell about this set is that this has the exact same minifigures, the same Spider-Man and the same Venom. They've been coming out the past couple years. I will say that if you somehow have lived under a rock the past 5 years and haven't gotten any of these figures, this is the perfect set for you because you do get Spider-Man and you get Venom and you get an awesome Knight. So you get 3 figures. So actually that's 3 figures right there, and so you gotta applaud LEGO for that. The thing that honestly got a little annoying for me is that when I saw this set, I was like, you know what? This set's kind of perfect because I don't think in the past year or so, I don't even think last year they had a set where it was just like Venom versus Spider-Man. They were doing a lot of the Venomized other villains like Green Goblin and Doc Ock last year, and so I think this was pretty cool that we do get both of them in such a cheap set for $5. That's pretty insane. Though I think because it does have the 2 figures, it does automatically have a great value to it, but because they are the same figures, I do see that a lot of people aren't just going to gravitate towards this set in particular. This is going to be definitely a set that's going to sit on shelves for a while, because most likely in that, if you already like Spider-Man and like LEGO Spider-Man, you're probably already going to have, you know, a LEGO Spider-Man and a LEGO Venom. Though, however, I will say, the thing that really intrigued me about this is honestly this little museum build here, because I think it's a nice little build right here. I like the little detail right here with the glass that's broken on here, because Venom already stole the chalice. And something that's nice about the figures too is that they do have a little stand for the bottom here, so it does make it easier to play with, because it also has a tan bottom to it too. It does match the little museum build they got here with the little base plate right here. Though the Knight piece here is honestly fantastic. For $5, you get a pretty nice little Knight armor and Knight helmet right here. And I think actually if you want to just get a couple of these so you can just army build a little bit of some Knights here, I really do think you're going to be pretty happy with that. And also, you can also open up this little thing right here, and there's a little jewel. So if Venom wanted to steal a jewel and a chalice, there you go. You can have a little play and function right there. And see right here, for all you Spider-Verse fans right here, you can have the Knight Spider right here, just for a little creativity, because he does fit perfectly into the Knight armor right here. And so you can have Spider-Man with his Knight armor attack Venom right there. Arr, arr, look at that. See, look how amazing this is. It takes a little bit of creativity right there to make this set really worth it, honestly. And I think that is the reason why LEGO makes these polybags. It's for the fans. This is for the Marvel fans, the Marvel Rival fans, in fact, too, because this is actually based off the Marvel Rivals game. You would be surprised. Because Spider-Man and Venom are both in the game, and go play Marvel Rivals. It's a pretty fun game. There you go. That's my review on Marvel Rivals right there. So there you go. I 10 out of 10. What else could I say? I am an invisible woman. I also wanted to show off all the Marvel polybags that have come out in the past 7 years, because I actually have every single Marvel polybag that's come out since 2018, which I actually didn't think about until now. So I'm really excited to show off some of these, because that's the reason I wanted to compare this. Because while I do like all of these polybags, I do think there's value in each and one of these, I do think the last 2 years have been a little bit weaker, because you get both of them are just Venom polybags at this point. The same Venom that you get in most other LEGO sets. Like this Venom from last year's Trike set, which I did a review on last year, and the one from this year is the exact same. You basically get the exact same, except he has a chalice and a little base plate on this one, but that's legit it. And I think that's, I'm not saying it's totally lazy. It's good and cheap ways to get a Venom minifigure if you don't have one, but most likely you might. So I don't know. It's one way to look at it. I will say the 2023 Polybag definitely cooked with the Doctor Strange portal, and while we did get the portal in the No Way Home set and the Sanctum Sanctorum at the year that came out in, this is the cheapest way to get these like portals, and with the Doctor Strange minifigure, I think it's one of the best ways to get this, and it's one of the best Polybags that ever came out with, plus MCU tie-in, and I think that's pretty neat and pretty cool. Another personal favorite of mine was the 2022 Polybag. That was the Far From Home drone right here, and because you can get it in a $5 set, the drone build is pretty nice and pretty epic, though I really think getting the Far From Home suit in a $5 Lego set, that was what made it worth it. Like, this was honestly one of the best like Far From Home sets that came out, and it came out in 2022 when, you know, like the No Way Home hype was starting to, like, was already ramping up because, you know, it came out the year prior, so this was a perfect Polybag that came out at the time. This one, I'm going to admit, is a little bit of an underrated one, the Shang-Chi Dragon right here. This is an awesome, amazing little Polybag right here, because you do get Shang-Chi in such a cheap set right here for $5. And I'll even say, too, that Shang-Chi was one of my favorite Phase 4 movies. Like, it's basically like No Way Home, Guardians 3, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. These were like, this was one of the most underrated Marvel movies. And this is actually one of the most underrated Polybags that's come out within the past couple years. I do think that this Great Dragon right here is pretty underrated. It uses this nice little base plate piece that like Iron Man and such uses for like all like the superhero line. But I think if you want to like spend like $5-10 on this set, I really think it's pretty cheap if you don't have a Shang-Chi. And that's what I kind of miss. They did a lot of MCU tie-ins. Like most of these were all like MCU sets until the past like 2 years. And so I'm kind of surprised about that. I don't know, whatever. Now the 2021 is pretty interesting as well too, because this is technically, this is supposed to be the Mark 85 Iron Man, but it basically just uses the Mark 50 helmet, but it does use the Endgame suit on the bottom here. So really, it technically is supposed to be a Mark 50, though it's labeled as Mark 85 because it is an Endgame suit, but it does have this nice little, like, this nice transparent pieces that make him have the illusion that he is flying, and you get a nice little dummy build right here too. I still think it's a pretty solid set. Like, it's my only Mark 85 that I do have in my Hall of Armors, which I will be doing a video on in the next couple months because I know the new Hall of Armor set's coming out, so you better get ready for that video because I'm very excited to do that one. Okay, this is the cream of the fucking crop right here, okay? I'm being dead serious. This was the first set that opened my eyes to the fact that having minifigures and polybags was just simply the best, but having 2 minifigures, now these are the type of the best polybags imaginable, especially for the fact that I didn't really want to buy any of the Captain Marvel sets at the time. I went to go see Captain Marvel in theaters, and you know, this was after the Endgame hype. I got this set around Christmas, and seriously, no joke, when I saw this, I was like, wait, you get a young Nick Fury and a Carol Danvers, both in a $5 polybag, and you get to recreate the little iconic scene of Carol Danvers at the phone booth in the beginning of the movie. And you get a nice little Tesseract piece right here, has some nice little tape pieces and phone pieces that would go up here. To be honest, this was one of the best polybags, period. And also just getting the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel with the blue suit, I really dig it. This is like one of my favorite Captain Marvel figures and one of my favorite Marvel figures. But like legit, this young Nick Fury is just so good. This is just so underrated. And I know he also came in the other like pseudo Quinjet set at the time too, but like seriously, no notes. Flawless, perfect polybag. And also, I just wanted to briefly mention these two as well, because I've had these in my collection for a while. I do have the Guardians of the Galaxy Benatar. This is one of my favorite mini scale builds ever, because also, it's not just the Benatar, but it also has the little escape pod from Infinity War, and I really like this set. I really just do, and this is one of my favorites that have come out. I think this was also a 2018 release as well, because this came coinciding with Infinity War. I also have, I'm actually gonna be honest, I forgot what the ship's name was, but it is, you know, the Black Panther ship. That's what I'm just gonna call it. I'm sorry, I didn't even look it up before recording this video, but the reason I actually wanted to get this is because it has like 10 of the Star-Lord blasters on the side of it to make like the wing pieces, and I think that's just so cool. This is also one of my favorite little polybag builds ever. Like, Marvel takes it out of the fucking water when it comes to polybags, and that's why I'm just gonna be honest. It's not like I'm a little disappointed, but honestly, even with like every single polybag here that I talked about, there is some value and merit that polybags have. And that's why I didn't want to downplay this new one, because I wanted to show you all the amazing polybags that Marvel has come out with within the past 10 years. Also, as a lesson for all you Marvel Rivals Spider-Man players, if you're not good at the game, get the fuck off of competitive and quick match. You're dragging down the team if you're getting like 0 kills and 12 deaths. Just get off the game. This is my Smibb warning. This isn't a joke. guys. This is a game, all right? And this game is my life. And if you realize that I have not posting any more on Smibb is because we are a Marvel Rivals community now, all right? We are going to stand against the tyranny that are the Spider-Man and Black Widow players, all right? We are sick and tired of you dragging down our team comps right here. You hear me? But also have a Smibb day. Also, check me out, Smibb on Robbery Rivals, baby.